All right. Well, thank you very much, Area Director Leah. And that is quite the testimony from friends. And indeed, Director Ann, you have been quite the influence to all of us, including myself, if I may say so. Now, we move on to the next portion of our program, and will be the evaluation portion. And uh, by the way, by the way, and since we just had the table topics, just a little reminder, Director Ann, so towards the end of this program, you're supposed to give a reaction to each speaker, okay? And well, try, Director Ann, try using the AND format, no? That is to affirm, negate, newsflash, and encourage. No, I learned this from you every time I speak with you, Anne, okay? And anytime I share news. Let me give you an example, okay? Here's how it gets used. So, you see, this is helpful whenever you would give a reaction to a statement. And I learned this from Anne. So you acknowledge the fact, negate the non-truths, and give the guy or whoever's saying such a news flash, and then you encourage rapport. This is something very natural with Anne. So let's pretend the topic is, if someone would say to Anne, Anne, you know what? You were very effective in getting the guests eager to improve their speaking skills to sign up as members. And Anne would respond by saying, first, you know, I did what I could to help increase club membership. Then she would say, but I can't take full credit to think that I did all the work. No, in fact, there were several members who brought guests and leaders who showed how the club is an exciting venue to be part of. So, you know, you and I can help by inviting guests to the clubs and show them how the Toastmasters program can help them to reach their communication goals. So just to share with you, this is one of the things that I learned from Anne, especially when talking with her. So Anne, later, you're going to give your reactions to all the speakers. Wow. So it's like you're also helping out our GE. All right. Hey, I've already bought enough time for our table topics evaluator. I believe that Bunz, Abuyuan, you are all set. Please, let's have the table topics evaluation. Bunz.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. It was really a very interesting meeting. And I like the way you structured the table topic such that it looks like more of a tribute. Now, let me just evaluate the table topic speakers, if I may. DTM Les. That was a very inspiring speech about comparing what you saw on in 2016 and 2020. And you highlight a few of the features that she was in. She was shy, and then the transformation from 2020 to what she is now. If I may offer a suggestion to make it more impactful, because there's a time element there, 2016 to 2020, you could craft it to a story. For example, you put the context, what, when did you saw Anne was shy? And then you pose the challenge of you, if I believe I heard you, that how do you make Anne a better speaker? So you put the challenge first, and then explain the events that lead you, that transitioned Anne to where he is now in 2020. And then cap it off with your lessons learned as a result of the process, and then you ended up with a tribute to Anne. Overall, that was a very inspiring tribute to Anne. Well done, DTMLS. Okay. For the next speaker, the question was, how would you describe Anne as a leader? A.D. Ching. You started off with a quote that immediately caught my attention. And then you explained leadership, that Anne is an epitome of leadership. You started off with a story that was a very good transition that on a afternoon in December, you had coffee, and you became to know Anne at a deeper level, and you transitioned that he was more of a friend than a leader. And to me, it gave credibility to your story because you experienced it firsthand. And who could contest that? Very good, very good. Um, if I may just inject some areas of improvement, you might want to vary the tone of your voice. So, for example, there was a point there that you transitioned that I believe as a leader, I don't believe that. To me, I believe and to be more of a friend. And why do I say that? Because it injects emotion there. You invite the audience to engage. Generally, very good. And very good, AD For the next speaker, Porsche. How the headliners have more impacted you. You started off with your personal story about you being introvert and how headliners help you overcome that trait. If I were to recommend a few things, you can also do it in a story format. You could start it off with your where you were before. You were introvert, and it was Anne who introduced me headliners, and then that created a conflict in me. Do I join? Then you pitch in how Anne helped you overcome that challenge. And eventually you transition to the resolution. I was able to participate in the headliners and then put a lessons learned there. For example, because of what Anne did, I am now the person that you're hearing now. Again, very great inspiration, very inspirational tribute to Anne as well. Well done, Porsche. Okay, the next one is Patricia. AM Patricia. You said, what was your favorite contest moment? You know, I remember you. And I was one of your competitors, if you like. And I was actually looking at you and, hey, where is my biggest competitor here? Great, he's not coming. No, but to me, that's just a joke. And I like the way you describe your struggles. And there was one instance there that you had a broken shoe. And there was a silver lining associated with that broken shoe. And then you also started off with another story of highlighting why you were late. By the way, thank you for being late. No, just kidding. Again, because it's a story, I would also recommend the elements of a story. You start first with the context. You did that. What, when, it happened, and why. What was the challenge? You had a broken shoe. What was the conflict associated with that challenge? The events leading you to overcome that broken shoe. And then you say, what was the resolution surrounding that? Oh, I managed to fix it. And eventually, my realization of that, because of that event, I have learned that no matter what the problem life throws at you, there is always a silver lining associated with it. Well done, Patricia, dear Patricia. For the next speaker, what contest should Anne join? DTMN, it's always a joy to really hear your speech. I really love the way your voice, you follow a very unique, you have a unique characteristic of changing your voice. And it goes like this. When you ask questions, the tone of your voice increases and eventually decelerates. And to me, that engages the audience right away. You got me hooked. And then you build your speech such that Anne should join the following. And you laid out the points and you gave some specific examples. And to cap it off, you even said, beware. Now you may say, when you say beware, wow, this guy really means serious. But you mentioned that beware because when you join contest, and it's gonna give a run for your money. Well done, well crafted speech, and I like the ending, and I like the transition. I mean the hookup to the start, to the opening statement. Well done, DTMF. Okay, the next speaker is Aina Tolentino. What is Anne's best asset? You explained Anne as the asset that Anne has is more of about a golden leader. And then you define what golden leader means. You said that he has a high inner strength. His leadership is malleable, meaning to say it adjusts to the specific situation, and being generous and and being authentic. If I may just offer some areas of improvement, you may want to enhance those points with maybe specific personal examples in the past where those behaviors were manifested. The reason I say that because it makes your point very concrete, and it also gives credibility because you have personally experienced it. Well done, Aina. I'm sure if you can put these elements together, that will make your speech more impactful. Okay, TM Daniel Gorospe. Same question. You built the context on Anne is hardworking, and you also built your speech following the prep pattern. Anne is hardworking because, and you also put the conclusion why you say he's hardworking. If I may just make some improvements, can you just also put some very specific examples there that you have personally experienced? I think there were a few. You can make your speech more compelling and impactful. And again, well done. That's a very good tribute to Anne as well. The next speaker is A.D. Vanji. So again, you also, same question that you pose, and you describe Anne as a, how do I say it? It's more of a K-pop actress. Well, no doubt about it. And this is one of his pictures, but you also transition that he is also a very good leader, and because he has this capacity to influence. And then you also build specific examples to make your points come across. Very good. Thank you for that very inspiring tribute to Anne as well. All right, Jasmine from, same question. It says outstanding leader. And you built you use the pattern prep, which is, this is the point. Anne is a very strong leader. You provided your reasons why, and then you use specific traits. For example, she's always doing follow through and requires assistance. Again, just minor improvements that I want to recommend. Just also provide very specific examples where you were witness to that specific trait. Well done, keep it up. And then Toastmaster Estrella. Wow, this was a speech I felt really emotional in a way because I could feel your emotion. You said you started off with exemplary model of leader. When you say exemplary, Anne is already there. And then you said, because, what do I mean by being exemplary? Because she has charisma. You describe also the beauty. If I may offer a few things, again, please also build your points with specific stories and then transition to your point. Then you also build another statement wherein you said, related to the physical features of Anne, her eyes were like Mona Lisa. You use the same prep technique and you build your points using those frameworks. Now, why do I mean, why do I say emotional, by the way? I go back to my previous statement. You said you were say, not physically there during the most of the time. And yes, I could also relate because in some points, I was also same as you. And that really resonated with me. However, like Leah said, everything has a reason, everything has a silver lining associated with it. Well, you are not physically present, you are there in spirit. Well done, Leah. Let me just evaluate the table topic master. Leah, what I like about you is during each of the speech, you took some elements or the key message of the table topics. You built your points around that. What I really like is about the way you handled the statement from Toastmaster Rhea when you felt that she was a bit downplaying herself. You injected some very good reinforcement that encouraged her not to really look at it that way. But at the end of the day, there is always a silver lining to a specific situation. Well done. If I may offer a few, some areas, one single area of improvement. I just noticed your voice tends to be same all throughout. I challenge you to put a little bit of emotion. For example, when you ask questions, what do you think is Anne's best asset? Then pause. And then if there are specific positive traits, you also would like to emphasize that by also varying your voice as well. To me, that will make your points more powerful. Overall, well done for you, Toastmaster Rhea, AD Rhea, I'm sorry. It was a very entertaining speech, and you crafted it in a way that the table topics are attuned to a tribute to Anne. Well done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bunz. Okay, and fellow Toastmasters and friends, we just concluded with the table topics and the table topics evaluation.